Martin coming to you from her home, and this might be my last video, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of go through one little piece. And if you have questions, again, call me, text me, send me an email, whatever you need to do to get me. If you call, remember to leave a message. Okay, so we're going to start out with looking, after you've gone through all the atoms and all that, then you're going to get something that looks like this but in the right order. Okay, so looks like it's going to be backwards on that, but at least you can get some instruction here. If you look at the periodic table, it's got two numbers on it. It's got this number at the top. This is called the atomic number. This number at the bottom. Sometimes they're reversed depending on which periodic table you look at. But this number at the bottom, the bigger number, is always the atomic mass. The atomic number, by definition, is the number of protons. The atomic mass, by definition, is the number of protons and the number of neutrons added together. Okay? So if you get ready to figure out how many protons, electrons, and neutrons something has, all you have to do is mass number P-E-N, mass number pen. You write down the mass, and we want to do a rounded number. So 22.99 rounds up to 23. So we're going to write 23 here for a mass. Okay, then we're going to write the atomic number from the periodic table, 11. By definition, the number of protons is 11. Okay, now remember in the video that you watched about the gangs, the pros and the elected ones always keep their numbers the same, just in case you know. Well, if I'm going to say that this is electrically neutral, which that's the definition of an atom, electrically neutral, I've got to have the same number of protons as I have electrons. If you do mass number pen and you write it out like this, these three numbers in the middle are always going to be the same. Atomic number, number of protons, number of electrons. Now if we do something else and move electrons around, which is what atoms do, then this can become different. But for right now, know that if you have it set up like this, mass number P-E-N, these in the middle are always going to be the same number. Now in order to get the number of neutrons, you have to do a little math, because mass is the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. All I know is how many protons I have. 23 minus 11 is 12. Okay? So in order to get the number of neutrons, you have to subtract. Mass number pen. If you set it up like this, guys, it works every time. You can always tell how many protons, neutrons, and electrons something has. Works very, very easily. Now, that's a part of assignment 1. The Lewis dot structure's in there, drawing of a Bohr model. In the drawing of the Bohr model, you've got these concentric circles. Circle, circle, circle. You start out with 2 electrons in the first one, it's full. You go to the next one, it can hold 8. So that's 2 plus 8, that's 10. And then you go out to the third one. The third one can hold 18, but once we get past that, there's some strange things that happen, and you'll learn that next year in your physical science class. So if you're doing a Bohr model, you need to do one that's under the number of 18. Under the number of 18, you're going to get the right number of electrons in each level. 2 in the first one, 8 in the second one, then whatever you have left over in the third one. Those, okay, anywhere you have the outside ring, whether it be just 1 or 2 electrons in the inside ring, or it might be a bigger one that has 3 rings on it, the outside ring, those are called the valence electrons. And they're very important because you will use them in your Lewis dot structure. The Lewis dot structure, you just do your mass number pen, do your Bohr model, figure out how many electrons that are valence electrons, and then you put down the symbol and put dots. 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, 4 dots, up to 8. Anything, if you put more than 8 dots on a Lewis dot structure, you don't have the right number of valence electrons, okay? So think about that when you're doing those. The third assignment is a coloring assignment in Google Draw. I want you to try to do it in Google Draw. Once you get in there, I've got it pulled up right over here on my screen. Once you get it in there and it asks you to outline something, you draw the box around it, and then you go in and you tell it you want it to be a transparent. Okay? So then all you have is the outline. If it wants you to color that in though, well, you color it in, you can't see the stuff underneath it. But you can go to custom. When you go to custom, you change the transparency down to lower, and then your letters will show through. If you give me a periodic table that has everything covered up and I can't see the letters, that's not going to be good, okay? So make sure you go in and figure out how to slide that transparency down so that it can be seen. If you're having trouble, again, call me, let me know. The last assignment is one, you've done one like it, so you should be able to do that. And then the other assignment, assignment number 2, it's called The Missing Cousin. It's kind of fun, and I want you to think about that one. And again, if you need some help with it, let me know. I miss you. Bye.